Hello, what's up? I'm Brian here doing another video for you guys, and this time early reviewers have revealed the first look of the Transformers Generations Legacy Core Class Megatron, as well as another upcoming figure, which is a repaint of the Terrorsaur. Now, I'm using these images as references, I just want to make that clear, but the first thing we're going to take a look at is the Core Class Megatron. Now, I believe the listing did say Generation 2, but I had speculated that it's going to be a repaint of the previous Core Class figure from the Kingdom lineup, and some people thought, well, maybe it's going to be a remold of something, or maybe they're going to change certain things, and no, it just seems to be a straight-up repaint of the Core Class Megatron we've gotten before, which is this guy, which I don't necessarily mind, but there are a couple of problems with this version, I will say. Right off the bat, though, I do think it looks fairly decent. I do wish that the front gun, which is a separate piece from the cannon, was in purple. I just don't think it really works in green. But I do like the orange additions. You can see it just at the top there where the leg is, and then you can also see it at the side where it's got that G2 Decepticon logo, so I think that looks pretty good. But the green does look very bright, like maybe a little too bright. I get that's the Generation 2 thing, especially with Megatron, and I don't necessarily mind the idea of that. But I do think on this version, especially when there's very limited other colors, you know, there's the purple mixed in, but there's no gray that I'm seeing, there's just the black treads. I feel like it might be a little too obnoxious and maybe a little too much. And then we take a look at the robot mode, and same thing. I don't mind the fact that it's got silver in the torso, so that's pretty good. But I do think that the upper leg should have been gray, and maybe the upper arm should have been gray, even though I'm looking at this version of Megatron and the arms are pretty much the same, but there's no purple mix in the arms except for the cannon, so I just feel like the colors are a little off for what they're using. Not the colors themselves, I think they're good, but I think it does need more gray, because when you take a look at the head, it just looks like he's wearing the lower part of a costume and his head's just exposed, like Mickey Mouse if he took off. You know, if you see the Mickey Mouse costume in Disneyland and he takes off the helmet or the mask or whatever, and it's just the guy's head, it just looks weird, doesn't it? If you guys know what I mean. Anyways, again, I do think the pistol should have been in a different color, because you look at it and it just continues with the arm. I would have preferred purple hands with this guy, because there's nothing there to really break it up. But overall, I'm fine with it, because it is a tiny core class figure. I do like the Megatron that was released previously. I think it's a pretty good figure, so yeah, I have no problem getting this guy. We also have this. So on the one side, you can see the original Kingdom Terrorsaur that's from the Golden Disc lineup, and on the other side is going to be a release in Target, I believe, so it might be part of that Buzzworthy Bumblebee lineup, even though there's no real tie to Bumblebee. I think it's just the title for the Target line. But this is the toy recolors of the Terrorsaur, because the toy colors differed for his animation design, and they seem to be doing a lot of these with the toy versus the animation recolors. We get that with Scorponok, Black Arachnia, I think Waspinair. No, Waspinair is not getting that, but there's a couple of other figures that are getting that same treatment, and I kind of like it, but at the same time I don't feel like it's the most necessary thing. I think most people are fine with their Black Arachnia, their Scorponok, and whatever, so I don't know, but we got another chance for a Terrorsaur at the very least, because some people are having problems getting the Golden Disc version, so if you just want a flat-out Terrorsaur and don't really care, well, here's another version of it. And I do like the amount of dark red that's going on into it. I think it should have had a more orangish tint to it, though, but overall, I kind of like this burning red deco. Yeah, there's not a lot of paint applications on the beak, but that is accurate to the toy head. It should maybe have some more green spots, but I think overall it's fine. It does have the silver teeth, which again is something from the original toy, so that's all good. Taking a look at the back, I wanted to quickly mention that, you know, it does have the green spots going to the back, but I feel like it needs it on the arms, because that's another big thing from the original toy. So that's a little disappointing, but overall, you know, it's relatively fine. I do prefer the yellow beak, though, because there's that separation with the colors, but that might just be me. And then taking a look at the robot mode. Now, what I'll say about this is, I feel like it needs more black. I think the torso is fine, even though I feel like that also needs more black. I think it's relatively okay, but then you take a look at the upper arms, and it's just pure red, and it blends into the wings. The problem with that is, when you look at the original toy, the upper arms the entire thing was black. So it's kind of off with that, but it does have that dark blue color scheme that was randomly added to the toy, and I think that actually suits really well with the figure. And, you know, I like the head sculpt. I even like the wings on the back. It's probably better on this version than the previous one because, you know, it's based on that toy. And it does have the arm blades, but there's no paint to them. It's just pure red, but they're a little spiked, so it's fine. I think overall it's pretty good. The gun is also unpainted, which, I don't know how to feel about that. But I think overall, if you just want to get a Terrorsaur and you don't care about if it's accurate to this or that, this version, you know, you might get it, you might want it. So that is pretty much it. I thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and all those fun doodads. And then we'll see you guys next time.
AllSpark TV. Now that's just prime.